Do you know that families that budget, it has been researched that they have about 20% annual savings on their expenses, and they are able to increase their annual income by about 30%. I don't know what those figures would mean to you, but I think it's good that you begin to pay attention to budgeting as we're going to be going deep into how do you prepare your budget? How do you make a family budget? I want you to stick around with me as we dive into this crucial topic today.
Waking up at dawnlight, breaking through, chasing dreams, no time to lose. In this race we strive and grind, motivation fuels the mind. Gonna rise up, we won't fall, breaking barriers through it all. Step by step, our journey's clear. Success is closer, don't you fear. Challenges we face headstrong. In this rhythm we belong. Skies are, but so are we. Building castles where we're free. Gonna rise up, we won't fall.
Awesome. You welcome and I celebrate you. I thank you and I appreciate the fact that you turn up again today. We've been on this and it's a 90 days journey. I think this is about the day 12 or 13, but whichever way. I just want you to know that we appreciate you turning up for this and listening in. And probably, I'm sure you must have shared it. Some of us have guests and people that we've invited to look into this training. Financial intelligence for smart parents. What an awesome thing. What a beautiful thing when parents are financially intelligent. They will know what to pass on to their children. Your children, you say your children should be better than you. I pray my children will be better than me. But then what are they doing differently financially as to what you did even at their own age? So having said this, before we just dive in, I want you to please do me this favor. Can you click on the subscribe button if this is the first time of joining us? Click on the subscribe button and also click on the like button and share. I need you to share this. We need to empower a lot of families. What our target is to reach out to 1 million families within the next 12 calendar months so that people have this financial intelligence. It will make our society better. It will make people more empowered. And you wouldn't want to imagine how grateful families will be for you be the conduit to them having financial intelligence. So pick up your phone right now and click on the share button. Be intentional. Send it to your brother, send it to your sister, send it to your colleagues, send it into those church groups and things so that people will have this information. So I believe we are doing that right now. All right, let us just go ahead. When we started on this, we started talking about the mindset of a financially intelligent parent, and we talked about setting of goals. After setting of goals, we talk about the concept of money. We talk about your conscious and your subconscious mind, what causes limiting beliefs, and what makes you to believe what you believe now about money. What are the chances of you making it better? And we went further to start the topic on budgeting, how important budgeting is, how you can identify your income, your expense. So if you've not watched them, please go back, go on the channel. The channel is at Success and Harmony 247. At Success and Harmony 247. You just go there, watch these things. It's a build up. What will happen? It's like a build up to this stage. So, in today's episode, we're going to be doing some practical things on how to really and actually put up a family budget. The importance of a budget cannot be overemphasized. The importance of a budget cannot be overemphasized. It's going to, as we read out the last time, it's going to help you control your expense. It's almost like a sign of irresponsibility when somebody says, I don't even know where my money is going to. How can you work 30 days or so, you get paid and you say you don't know where the money is going to, that the money just finished? No, it doesn't sound so responsible. Pardon me. But it's high time you begin to track, where is the money going to? What am I using it for? Is it going for what it is intended for? These are some of the things that you will learn in today's episode. And one of the other things that we said is that it's going to allow for bonding, which is the critical aspect as far as family budget is concerned. Between the husband and the wife and the children, you can't do a family budget alone. You have to come together, the children, your spouse, you have to come together to do this budget together. I tell you, if you don't have the agreement, if there's no go congruence, what we call go congruence, I tell you, it will be an exercise in futility. Most of the time you see the woman is expecting so much from the man, not knowing that the man is not even having it. At times the woman is expecting that, the man is going to take care of certain expenses. Meanwhile, this man, and that's why you hear a lot of people that say the man is having hypertension, this one is happening, and this one. Because most people in their marriage, in the family, there is no kind of bond and unity that will enhance good communication. I tell you, good communication on your expense is very crucial if you want to survive and have good health. So what I mean is this, most of the time, the man will say, I don't want my wife to know what I'm earning so that she will not be demanding much. Well, and when the money is just carelessly staying there, there will be demands. But when the man knows what the woman is earning, the woman knows what the man is earning, and we both agree that we are going to set this budget, anything outside this budget must have to wait till the next month. We prepare this budget now. Anything outside this will have to wait. So if that is agreed, even to the point when the children are saying, Daddy, we need chocolate, buy this for me or buy this toy for me. Oh, Junior, did we put it in the budget last month? No, it's not in the budget. So we agreed that whatsoever is not in the budget, we're not going to spend. But remind me, when we are putting up the budget for the next month, remind me, let's include this in the budget. We need to buy some new clothes for the children. Yes, we know it is important. But if we don't if we don't remember to put it in the budget, that means it is not so important. So let's take note. There must be that kind of mutual understanding and agreement between the two. That is why when you see the federal government budget, the president does not just put up a budget and say, okay, take it up. It has to pass through the House. It passes through the Senate so that everybody agrees to that budget for it to be implemented. I hope you get the concept. Everybody does budget, big organizations do budget, but the budget figures, activities must be agreed across board. So I think you have a clear understanding of that. So having said this, we have different kinds of budgets. And in the process of this, we will learn how to prepare them. But what we are most concerned about now is the family budget. When you're looking at the family budget, we are looking at the short term, the medium term, and the long term. And when you're doing this, you want to look at, you can do what we call the monthly budget and the yearly budget. As you do it, you are keeping track. It's not a one-time exercise. When you prepare the budget, you still monitor the budget to know that, yes, you are going in line with what has been proposed in the budget. And if there's going to be extra spending, that's why they call budgetary activities. In families, there will be something like that. We are not saying you are not flexible when it comes to budget. We are not saying you can't change one or two things, but it must be noted as such that this and such thing had to change because of this. And you have to record it and the steps that you took in that process. I hope this is clear. Now let us go into the budget preparation per se. That's what we said we're going to do today. Let's go into it right now. For you to have an effective budget, there are some technologies that you need to have a clear understanding about of, and you need to share it with your spouse and especially the children, so that everybody knows these terms, that this is what this and things means. And also there are some tools that you need to use. I tell you, if you want to do effective budgeting, it's not something you want to do on a sheet of paper. You can, if you don't have any other thing, you can make do with what you have. But I want to implore you, there are some tools that you need to get. Now let's go one by one. What are the tools? One of the very important budgeting tools that we need is what you call an Excel sheet. Excel. Now, Excel sheet is a Microsoft program that you see on most of these computers, and it can be either Microsoft or WordPress. So you need that worksheet because a lot of things are going to be automated. For those of you that are subscribed on the channel, I promise you'll be having a link to a sheet, a working sheet that you can use. You can click it and download it on your system. And most of these resources also are free. You can get them freely online. But then it's good you work with this one that I'm going to walk you through, because we've gone through it. We know that this one works very well. It's so simple and easy to understand. Now, if you don't have a laptop, because the Excel will work better with a laptop. So if you don't have a laptop, I want to encourage you. This year is going to be a great year. Even if it's a small one, just try to go get one in the course of the year. Put it as your goal. I tell you, when you desire it, you will get to that point, you will get it. Now, the other way you can do it is you have these apps on your mobile phone. You can go on Google Play Store. I hope if I'm able to get one, I've seen some here on my phone. When you go to Play Store and you click on free budget planners, you are going to see quite a number of them. I'm trying to go through some of them so that I will know which one to recommend to you. So you can use that. You can use that one also. It's on your mobile phone. So, but the important thing is that you must have agreement with your family as you want to go about it. Now, the other things, the terms that you need to understand also is what we call income. What is income? A budget is all about tracking your income in layman terms. Don't let us go into the deep definition of budget, management of assets and things. No, let's just take the simple one. Tracking your income and expenses and making plans towards the future. So one of the things you should know is what are the things that comprises my income. What are my incomes made of? One, maybe it's your salary, then your side gigs. You have some side gigs, maybe some freelance business that you do, then maybe income returns from investments that you get. All these things will amount to what you call income. It's coming in, income. So that's it. Then we have the expenditure. Expenditure are things that go out. They go out from you. So when you are spending, they say you are. That's when they say expenses. Expenditure comes from the word expenses. So you are taking money out of the system. So having understood this, other terminologies, other things, you get to know them as we continue. Let's go straight now into the Excel sheet where we have a budget template that we can work with. Remember, if you have not subscribed, click on the subscribe button and please do us this favor, share Share, click on this. There are people that needs to hear this. Share it now, share it now. All right, let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay, so here we have the budget template, the monthly budget template. And in the previous class, we kind of explained each of these, what each of them meant. That's what each role is doing, what everything each one stands for. So I'm not going to go through all those again. Let's go straight into it. Now, when I pick up this template, everything, don't just delete anything. When you are working on the template, before you delete on your Excel, when you click on the figure, please take note. You see something here. When I click here, look at this top here. There's nothing. This place where we have FX and things that is blinking here, all right? Nothing is here, all right? But the moment I click on this, you see some things appeared. Once you see that something appears there, don't delete figures from there, because it has been formularized. That's what makes this thing easy to do. So don't delete anything that has a formula, all right? Compare it to this place. If I click on this 1, 2, 3, you can just see this 1, 2, 3. Exactly what is there is what is there. So this one I can delete. Do you notice that the moment I deleted this figure changed here? Let me do something. I'm going to put, can you note the figure here? This is 203 here under this total projected cost. If I put in 1,000 here and I click, can you see that total projected cost has increased by 1,000 here? So whatsoever you are typing here summarizes itself in these cells. So you don't have to touch these cells. These are the places where you have business with. So now let's go. When we talk about projected, the first thing I want to do is in the month, as we sit down as a family, what is our projected monthly income? What do we hope? Maybe the woman is a businesswoman or the man is a businessman. You know, business people will not be able to say, this is the exact amount I'm going to make. But as a business person, once you know you are making profit, what percentage of your profit in a month is coming to you? What percentage is being plowed back into the business? As a matter of fact, you need to be doing some budget for that, your company, so that you know what you are paying yourself as the owner of the company. Don't say it's my company now. Anything I see there, I take it. No, you will run down that company and you will not have anything to fall back to. Now, projected income. Let's say the husband is into business, and typically you are looking at maybe in a month, next month, based on activities that I'm seeing, we are going to be making close to, I can make up to $10,000 in income. I can make up to 1 million naira. Now, we've put this in dollar form because of our international viewers, so that, you know, putting it in naira could bring about confusion for some persons. So that's why we left it in dollars. I want to put in the income one. Then you put in what's income two. Maybe the wife is working in a place and she has some income. You put the income there. Then extra income, maybe from the extra activities and businesses that you run. This is what you are expecting. Now, this is what you feel. This is what you feel in at the beginning of the month. Now, when the salary is paid, when the activities are done, what did we make actually? Oh, it was projected that we're going to do 10,000. We eventually did 6,000. And here, the income, if this is salary, it's about constant. And then the extra income, this one came to about 700. All right. So we did better than what we were expecting in that aspect. But generally, you look at this 15,300, this is 11,700. So when you come to this place now, you come to this place of projected cost. I said, even if you are living in your own house, If you are living in your own house, then you should look at how much are they paying for rent in that area. Mostly, this is what you see in accounting that we call provision for depreciation. You see, that house will depreciate. You, of course, those of you that were with us from the beginning, you know that the house is not an asset for you. The house is actually a liability. The house becomes an asset when it is generating money. The house becomes an asset when you are using it for B&B, when you are using it for rent, or for hostel, for hotel. That's when it's generating money. But if not, it's costing you money. It is not an asset but a liability. So you got to understand that. So here, let's look at this. How much do I, if this is my monthly budget now, what I want to do every month, I want to make provision for the rent. So if in that area, maybe my rent is, let's say let's for ease of computation, my rent is 1.2 million naira every year. So I want to budget, in my budget every month, I want to budget that 100. Okay, sorry, let me put, since we are working in the dollar form there, let's say the budget, the rent is $1,000 per annum. Since I'm doing a monthly budget, what I will do is I will take that $1,000 divided by 12. So this is going to give me like $83. $83, all right? $83. Now, what it means is this, guys. It means that every month, as soon as I collect my salary, or we put our incomes together, we should take out $83 and put it in the rent account. With that, if you're able to make that provision, guys, when I was sitting down looking at this thing, I said, if everyone is to practice this kind of thing, you will not get to a point where you are stranded, that at the end of the year, you are looking for money to pay your rent, you are looking for money to pay your mortgage. If you make monthly provision, so there's going to be an account. You are aware that in your bank, when you put money in the bank, you can go and make sub accounts. You can ask your bankers to open sub accounts for you. So you can call one account your rent account, you call another one your mortgage, you call another one different accounts. And the moment your salary is coming, the moment the income is coming, you can have it as a standing order for that money to move into that particular account. So you have the second mortgage, maybe you are paying for your office or something, you put that. If that is available, you put what is expected. All right, then we look at phone. You see, everything that is in this place is regarding the house. Phone, how much do we use for our telephones, our phones? Okay, mommy, how much do you spend on telephone? Okay, she buys maybe 10,000 naira worth of 10,000 naira worth of airtime in the month. I buy 10,000 naira worth of airtime in a month. That's about 20,000 naira. Okay, let me just quickly convert that. I'm just you understand, all this is just by means of example, right? Now, if I convert that, maybe that gives me about 12,000. I just want about $12. I just want this thing to be within the subject that we are doing, all right? Because of the currency that we are using here, you can use, when you are doing your own, use absolute naira figures. So next month we are looking at, we want to spend just $13 on our phones. On electricity bills, okay, we want to spend $44, or depending, maybe you are in band A, you are spending 10,000 naira monthly and things, or you are spending, of course, band A person, most persons in band A will spend between 40 to 50,000 minimum. So depending, let's just assume that is the figure. Then for gas, we buy gas for cooking gas. How much do we buy cooking gas? We put it there. Now, as at the time we are doing that, all this place here, under the actual cost, it is empty. Under the actual cost here, it is zero. So you can see actual cost here is zero, total actual cost. So based on what we have done, we have the total. We talk of maintenance. Most of this in Lagos we call them the waste management people. They come, we make everything, write everything down. And ladies and gentlemen, one of the things that I want to encourage you to do, one of the things that helps you to actually monitor your budget very well is make sure that most of the expenses that you make them via your bank account. Pardon me, please. All payments that you are making, make sure you make them through your bank account. So it's either you are using your card or you are making transfers. Either you are using your card or you are making transfers. Please avoid cash transactions. Avoid cash to a very good extent. If I must do cash transaction, maybe, how do I pay Okada rider? Well, everything is going to be captured. If I'm going to spend, what will I be using cash for? I tell people most of the time, if in my wallet, I don't have cash. I don't carry cash most of the time. So, but if I'm going to need cash, I'm going to label it. If I'm withdrawing 10,000 naira from my ATM via my transfers, I'm going to give it a description. Most of us we do transfers from our account, just transfer, bam, no narration, no nothing. So if I'm going to do that, I put it transportation and home expenses, so that when I print out that statement, I want to check out what I have spent. I'll be seeing it. Okay, this one actually went for transportation. This one actually went to buy something. I use this amount. When I say transportation, maybe that was the one that I used to pay for Okada rider or something, or I was coming from the office, I had to buy pepper along the road. I have budget for food, for feeding in the house. So the money for feeding, where I'm taking out money from the bank, I know how much I have budgeted. I've budgeted 20,000 naira for feeding in the month. So if I pull out 10,000 naira cash because I have to go to the market, then I will note it that feeding expenses, and you make sure that you are strict enough to adhere to that. Don't put feeding expenses and you are going to use it to buy roll-on or something, and all those stuff. All right, let's go. Okay, so let's look at, once you've done this, the transportation. You come to the transportation, vehicle payment. Maybe you are paying, you bought your car on loan and you have to pay some certain amount. You put it there. Taxi fare, you put it there. All those things, you input them one by one. All these are your projection. They are not actual. So let's say for this, for taxi fare, let me have like $50 here. For insurance, for the family insurance, because we are using the for our health insurance, we are using the NHIA program, which is being we are supported by the cooperative. And because we are using the Rich Vision Cooperative, we don't need to pay all the cash ones. We spread it. So for the whole family, we are just paying just about 75,000 naira, which will spread over the year. So let's just assume that whatsoever it is, let me put it at 20 here for our insurance, licensing, fuel. We have to fuel the generator. We have to fuel the car. Let's put it at $50. And just understand what I'm trying to do. These just hypothetical figures. All right. So we have insurance. Okay, sorry. That insurance is different. This one has to do with car insurance. This one that is here has to do with the car insurance. All right. And here somebody will say, but like the car insurance, I pay it once. Fine. If you are doing your yearly budget, you can just do it once. But if you are doing monthly budget, you see that thing that you paid once, it has come from a kind of salary or an income that you can split even into daily expenses. All right, because like when you take your home, just like what we did for the housing here, you know, we broke it down into 12 months, and then we started making provisions every month. So you go through just like this for all of them. Now, when the month is ended, you want to come back and see how much did we do for these rentals is 83. How much the second mortgage? Oh, is 20. Okay. Then phone. What happened? In the phone expenses, we did 20 instead of 13. So that is what you see something here. This one came up red. This is what we call budget variance. So we have what we call positive variance and we have negative variances also. So for electricity bill, we've been paying 44, but somehow this month we paid 54. We have to know why did we have to pay more? What happened? What did we do differently? You see, you begin to ask questions. For gas, the something supposed to be $22, we ended up paying $25. What happened? Oh, it's they actually increased the money and things. You must know the reason why things are different. So for water, we was spending 8, but this time we spent 6. What happened? Was it that we were not drinking enough water or using, or maybe we were able to control the water usage in the house? Then the cables, the internet, and every other thing, you put the figures, the actual figures like this. Now, one of the things that you do, ladies and gentlemen, it is not just this is what I've spent. Before you go ahead to make any spend, always try to come back to your budget and check, how much did we budget for this? How much did we budget for this activity? So also here we have the loan template, the loan aspect, your personal loan, because one of the things you want to do is to pay off all your loans in the course of the period. So maybe you have a three years program to pay off your loan. Oh, that's awesome, that's good. You go ahead and do it. But you see this aspect where I say it's very, very important. It's the savings and investment aspect. Ladies and gentlemen, your retirement plan and things, you don't put your retirement plans in your savings account. You must have a place where you can put money that will help you maybe for your emergency reserve funds and all these stuffs like that. And that's where we have been into the Rich Vision Cooperative. Rich Vision Cooperative is helping us to really achieve that. We save, if I don't want to touch any money, I put it in the cooperative. Every month I send some money into my cooperative account, for safekeeping. I know I will not just go touch it at any time and anyhow. All right, so having said this, now there's one more important thing. So when you have done all this, you are going to see at the end, how have we performed? Ladies and gentlemen, this is a place where you need to come together as a family and say, okay, these are projected balance. This is our actual balance. As a family, you have to celebrate yourself and say, come, we've done well. We were able to manage our budget. This is what we said we are going to spend, but this is what we actually spent. We spent less than what we actually projected. Now, that is not enough. Now, when you begin to see a lot of budget variance, quickly, because of our time, I'm going to explain this to you. When you begin to see a lot of budget variance, there's something that you need to do at that point. And what do you need to do? You have to go back now and categorize your expenses and check, am I living within my means? There's what we call the 50-30-20 budget rule. The 50-30-20 budget rule. What does the 50-30-20 budget rule say? It says that 50% of your expenses should go into your needs. Your needs are, just like we said, the housing thing. The housing expenses, they are needs. You must pay for your mortgage, you must pay for your rent, and all these things, they are needs. the food for the house, their needs. So you must be able to identify. So what you do, what you reasonably do is you have to look at, add up all. Do this on monthly basis. No matter what, even the children's school fees, you have to break it down to monthly. The children's school fees, you break it down. You pay maybe you are paying 3 million naira for the children's school fees per annum. You need to break it down into 12 months so that you can make monthly provision for them. You can make monthly provision. It is very, very key. Don't say, oh, that one we pay it and things. And that's why people go ahead to borrow money to do most of those things. So how do you now do? 50%. I'm going to add up everything that I consider fixed. That's the needs. I will add them up. When I add them, whatsoever figure I get, I'm going to divide that number. Maybe I got my fixed, maybe my total income is $10,000. And when I did my calculation, my fixed expenses happens to be like $7,000. 7,000. If I divide 7,000 by 10,000, that's about 70%. It expressly tells me there's a particular aspect of this expense that I am living far above my needs. It's a green light, it's a red light, it's a red flag. You look at it, your expenses, your needs should not be more than 50%, at most 60%. So by the time I look at it, I have to go and check what is the cost driver. What are the cost drivers? Cost drivers are what are the ones that are the biggest costs. The biggest cost. I want to check my rent. I'm earning an amount, and by the time I check it in a month, my rent is already taking 30% of my total income in a month. I want to start thinking, am I staying in the right place? There are two options. Is either I kind of change where I am staying, or I look for a way to increase my income, whichever one. You have to be very, very decisive when it comes to these things. When the children are going to a particular kind of school, and you check it, what is the percentage of these school fees to your total salary? You don't want to finish paying school fees after the period and you can't make any saving. You are not doing yourself any good. You are not helping yourself. You are sending your children to the best school and things, and you are not saving for tomorrow. You are not doing the right thing. So it's either you upscale, look for extra stream of income so that you can make up, or you scale the school down in any way. They will still come out the best as you want them to be. So ladies and gentlemen, at this point we just got to stop here. For those of you that have followed us to this end, remember I promised you there's going to be a link of the projects in the description section, so you can go there, click on it, just download it. Don't do any correction on it, just download it before you start working on it yourself. It's been a great one, and the student edition of Financial Intelligence for Students is going to be out by the weekend. I'm sure the time you might be watching this is already out. So you can go search it, which you should make your children to watch and begin to train them on financial intelligence. There's about just 30 episodes for them to go, and if they know these things, they become financially better than you. Trust me, I really mean it. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to say a big thank you. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe and kindly share. Let people know about what we're doing, and let's make the world a better place. Once again, it's your friend and partner, Unshola Popola. Do have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Waking up at dawn, light breaking through, chasing dreams, no time to lose. In this race we strive and grind, motivation fuels the mind. rise up, we won't fall. Breaking barriers through it all. Step by step, our journey's clear. Success is closer, don't you fear. Challenges we face headstrong in this rhythm.